Well, this is a very exciting winner that we have with us here, winner of the Cycling Book of the Year. It's David Millar. We've been building up to this one all night. The Racer, quite a different book to your last book, your previous autobiography. Tell us why.
Because I finished my career maybe a little bit before I expected it to, and I wanted to write a book about a little bit about failure, to be honest. Because Racing Through the Dark had been the rise and fall and the come back up. And I began to notice I got older. I was 37 when I did this. And I started to realize my friends were retiring. And we'd been so good in our 20s. We dominated everything. And then each of us started to just get terrible.
And get old.
Yeah. We die. Athletes die slowly. And nobody ever talks about it. We always finish on high stories or tragic stories. And I wanted to write a book about the reality, which is we die slowly. And so that's what this book's about.
Gosh, I feel quite down.
Yeah.
But it focuses on the last 12 months of your 18-year career, and that's the year when you didn't make the Tour de France team.
Yeah.
Was that, for you, the signal that it was the beginning of the end?
Yeah, it was. That was the moment I realized that for my whole career, from when I was 18, 19, I'd been told I'd do the Tour de France when I was 23 in 2000. And my whole life had always revolved around the Tour de France, even if I wasn't going to win it. I was supposed to win it when I was younger. I didn't. Then my career changed. I won stages, wore jerseys, did these things. And then to get to the point where and I told my sister works for Sky. She's very important in Team Sky. And I always said to her, oh, France, that's what I call her, Fran Miller. Oh no, I always get my ride at the Tour. And then to be told I wasn't getting my ride at the Tour, it was like, oh,
what happens now?
Yeah, it was like, oh, I've got old. Yeah, so it was like, suddenly realized that I was expendable. So yeah.
What did happen immediately after that? I mean, was it a long realization that retirement was looming? Or did that sort of come about?
There are a couple of things. I kind of decided that, I realized that it was done. I'd spent so many years being the golden boy, like always selected, always doing these things, always getting to choose my calendar, do this, do that, being a team owner. And then realizing that the team, I had no power anymore because my performance was bad and I was sick. And no matter how much work I'd put in, no matter how there was no loyalty. And I thought, well, okay, it was the best wake-up call I ever had.
So was writing this book something of a cathartic experience, or was it painful to really go back over and draw out what happened in those months?
Yeah, it was. I think it was just hard work because I had to relive it all again. So I thought if I didn't write it straight after and capture all those moments, I would 5 years from now, if I was somebody said, oh, write that book, it would be a different book. This book is literally me raw. It's me as a final year athlete writing my last year. Because normally, and also I write my books. It's not a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
So I've written it, and my wife, she knows that, and it's really hard to write a book. Like at school, if you were to tell me to do a 1,000-word essay, I'd be like, no. No way. And it's like 120,000 words reduced down to 90,000 words. And I had to get deep into it. When you write a book, you have to think about everything. Everything. You have to go over everything and analyze everything and go over it. And it was really strange to me because I retired from bike racing because it became very difficult for me. I couldn't suffer anymore. I realized that I spent so many years suffering and enjoying it. I enjoyed beating myself up and being fast. I love being fast. But I started getting slower. And then I was like, I didn't enjoy beating myself up so much when I was slower. And so I wrote a book about it.
Can tell that your whole of your heart has gone into it.
Yeah.
Do you still cycle now for leisure? Or can you just not, is that difficult to do?
Bike riding for me is different now. Bike riding for me is social.
But you do still cycle.
The reason the book's called The Racer is because we had amongst ourselves, in a world tour level, the highest level of a team, we would say to each other, occasionally be like, "You're a racer." So even at the highest level, we'd make a decision, "You're a racer." So you could achieve the highest level and not be a racer. But if you're a racer, that meant you would crash. That's why the cover is me beaten up and kind of thrashed out. You get back up.
Jersey's torn and ripped.
Because we get back up. There's the races. And it's like, and I miss that. And so now in my normal life, I never thought I was a speed freak or anything, but I do miss the fact that we get back up. We were skinny little guys. We were skinny little guys. We were like a rugby player in a pub would just knock us down. We weren't, but we'd get back up. We'd always get back up. Yeah.
You've got back up in some style with this book and the award to go along with it. So many congratulations, and thank you for being so candid and honest with us as well about that account. Ladies and gentlemen, David Millar.